It's day one at the fair in Atlanta, Georgia for the AASSA Latin American International Job Fair. I'm sitting at the computer this morning after breakfast and showering and getting ready, and I'm looking through all of the schools that meet my criteria, and I meet theirs. I make lists of the schools that I want to interview with, and I'm putting together a plan listing the schools of most important through the schools that are not as important. So when I go into the job fair and try to get interviews, I go with my most important schools first. I'm starting out by going to the AASSA website, reviewing once again which schools are the ones that have openings for my skill set, and then making sure, if I have not already sent emails to the recruiters, to send those emails to them today with my curriculum vitae, with a picture of myself, and with the teaching certificate that I have as a PDF. I send that information to them and let them know I'm interested in the position that they have offered, that I have a skill set for, and some of them write me back, and I have 2 interviews scheduled for tomorrow. So your first day is spent mostly doing your homework. It's homework that you've already started at home before you get here, but when you get here you want to go back over those names and make sure of schools and recruiters, and make sure that you've sent them information to let them know you're interested in the job.
Okay, this is the first day of the fair, Thursday the 28th, and all of these student teachers, including myself, are registering, getting our name tags, and over here finding out where the presentations of the different schools are. This is my roommate. Say hello to Beatrice. You'll hear more from Beatrice later.
Yes, hopefully good things.
Okay, this is the first day of the fair, Thursday the 28th, and all of these student teachers, including myself, are registering, getting our name tags, and over here finding out where the presentations of the different schools are. This is my roommate. Say hello to Beatrice. You'll hear more from Beatrice later.
Yes, hopefully good things.
Starting with Venezuela, goes around to Bolivia in alphabetical order. These are the recruiters and their tables, waiting for the candidates.
Okay. All right, we just finished our interview process. This is Danya. Danya is also gone through, not the interview process, the signing up process.
The signing up process.
So we're going to ask Danya what her experience was like.
So Danya, tell me about today.
Today, I thought it would be a lot differently, a lot more different, only because I didn't expect as many people coming in here for the types of jobs that are being offered here.
What is it that you are trying to get a job doing?
In counseling.
Oh, in counseling.
Yes, in counseling. So I haven't met a lot of counselors. I haven't met any actually yet. So.
Okay. And how many interviews were you able to get ready for?
2, actually.
2.
Yes,
okay.
2.
What countries
so
are you interested in?
I'm interested in Brazil mainly, and Peru. That's the other interview that I had signed up for. The other country that I signed up for.
Do you have any advice for people that are doing this for the first time?
This is actually my first time. My advice would be to maybe, if you know somebody that knows about this fair, to speak to them about their experience and what to expect. I'm the type of person that I like a rundown of what to expect day to day. So definitely that, if you know somebody that that's gone through the process, and definitely look at the profiles If they say they do not hire for this and this reason, don't even waste your time, because they don't, they don't want you to waste their time.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Okay, thank you.
It's the last night of the job fair. I am exhausted, and so are all of the other international teacher candidates. It was a hard weekend, very competitive, and I would say the highlights and some of the challenges of the job fair were that some people didn't get very many interviews, and then some people like myself, I had 13 interviews total, and it was nonstop, headache producing, exhausting. No time to eat, no time to go to the bathroom. You have 30 minutes for an interview generally, and when you arrive, they expect you to arrive on time. Then sometimes they go over, so the candidate had to pretty much keep track of the time themselves, and when it got close to 30 minutes, then you needed to excuse yourself and rush to the elevator to go to the next floor where the next interview took place. And that happened the first day nonstop, from in the morning after the sign-ups for the interviews that went from 9:30 to 11:15, and then right at 11:30 interviews began, and they went through the evening, through the dinner hour, into the, some of them were still, well actually I had my last interview last night at 7 o'clock. Then we woke up this morning, there was a presentation that we went to at 8:30. There were presentations throughout the 2 days of different schools, if you had time to go in and listen to a presentation on a school. And then you jump right back into interviews again. Today, fortunately, I only had 4 interviews. And then this is the day that the expats all sat around down in the lobby of the hotel room, hoping to get a call, a note, an email, something from one of the schools that wanted a second interview. And in some cases, some people just were offered a contract. And that was very difficult. That was probably the hardest part for me, and I believe most of the candidates, sitting around waiting. Some people waited until late, 7 o'clock at night, and they still were sitting around all day in the lobby downstairs in the hotel waiting for someone to contact them. And then you had the other side of the stress, was that you might get, in my case, I was sitting in an interview and got a telephone call from the school who I ended up getting a contract with, saying that they wanted to hire me, and I had 2 hours to decide. And there were 2 other schools that I wanted more than I wanted this school, and I wanted to wait until they called and offered me or emailed me or sent me a note, and I never got one. So I went to my final interview today, and I got another phone call from the school that was hiring me, or ended up hiring me, and they wanted me to show up in 10 minutes. And so I had to make a decision at that moment whether or not I should let go of the 2 schools that I wanted more and just go sign that contract. When the woman in the interview said to me, if I were you, I would call the 2 schools up and ask them if there was any chance that they were going to hire me before I went and signed this next contract. So that's what I did. I called up both of the schools, the Columbus School in Colombia and the Valencia School in Venezuela. Those were the 2 top schools for me. And both of them had decided to choose somebody else. And so I knew that this was the school I was supposed to go with. And so I'm going to Brazil and teaching in a marvelous school. Curitiba, Brazil. So there it is. It's pretty rough and tumble coming to the job fair. Tomorrow, pack up, head back home, and I have to start thinking about how I'm going to get ready to teach internationally. Ciao.